Imagine doing this had we not been a team together beforehand. It's like just being able to carry out each other's thoughts and know what we should do. So that plan has kept me on the straight and narrow.
The chief executive officer at the head of Springhill Medical Center and its affiliated companies has been there since the beginning in 1975.
Today, nearly 40 years later, Celia Wallace has seen her organization, Southern Medical Health Systems, grow to 2,000 employees in several facilities.
Wallace recently sat down with our Eric Reynolds to talk about the challenges of the healthcare industry carrying on after a huge personal loss and when she first realized she had a future in medicine. Here's the interview.
I think we all recognize what our talents are. Like any student in a high school, you know where you excel. Mine were all the sciences, so it was something that I thought, oh, curiosity would be that thing that took me into the sciences. It was really a calling that I think that you just intuitively know, hey, I'll do better at this.
Celia Wallace is the Chief Executive Officer of Springhill Medical Center. Her curiosity for the sciences has taken Wallace a long way from her early days in Brighton, Alabama, just outside Birmingham. A technology day her senior year in high school introduced Wallace to her future profession.
I went and spent the day at the University Hospital in Birmingham, and it was a whirlwind of activity. A beautiful way of giving you a good idea of what you would be doing if you chose that as a career. In those days, you really needed to think carefully about how you were going to earn your living in 4 years. What it did was it painted a picture for me. That is how I was introduced to X-ray technology.
Another day she will never forget happened during her freshman year. Wallace called it an earth-shaking event.
You can have this superficial world out here, and it's not all about me. And one of the best feelings in the whole wide world that any person can have is when they help someone else, that caring feeling. It is an enriching of the soul as far as I'm concerned.
14 girls were killed in the racially motivated terrorist bombing at Birmingham's 16th Street Baptist Church. More than 20 people were injured. Wallace was called on to help care for them at the hospital that Sunday morning in 1963.
I think you can talk to anyone in healthcare. Medicine's a fascinating subject.
After graduation, Wallace came to Mobile to work as an X-ray technician. While at then Doctors Hospital, she was introduced to her future husband, Dr. Gerald Wallace. They founded Springhill Hospital in 1975. Together, they built their dream until his untimely death in 1985.
It is one that we never planned for. We plan for a long life. You're not expecting it. You're still at that invincible age. So it's the recognition that you're not as invincible as you thought. We had together a lifelong dream. So for me, the pattern was there. The creation had started these past 27 years with the framework of that original creation and where we were going to go and what we were going to do. Having a firm plan in my head has made it a lot easier than if we had never had conversations. I can't imagine doing this had we not been a team together beforehand. It's like just being able to carry out each other's thoughts and know what we should do. So that plan has kept me on the straight and narrow, so to speak.
With her focus on quality care, Wallace believes that outside sources are her biggest challenge.
I have to say, government. We get so many mandates on a regular basis. I find them to be a major roadblock in giving good health care. They have lots of good things, so I can't say they're all bad. When I see us getting this many changes that the government requires, it doesn't leave a whole lot of time, nor does it leave a whole lot of money for research. And we know we can be better.
To be better, Wallace brings new and cutting-edge technology to Springhill for its patients.
Oh my gosh, such a huge difference from the patient's perspective, because in the early days, there was so much that we didn't know and we didn't have. So we had lots of tests. That machine lets you be on the table for 5 to 10 minutes and come out with a total procedure. You've accomplished the same thing that used to be on the table for an hour. It's quick, it's very efficient, and it reveals a lot more than the old procedures did. So it's a lot of progress that we've made, a real advancement.
What started as a curiosity for science nearly 50 years ago is still a passion for Celia Wallace. Daily, she continues to be driven to provide the best in healthcare.
I love getting up in the morning and going to work. It's a different problem every day, coming from all directions. It is never boring. And you always have, there are loads of projects that you're taking care of. And I, for one, have a wonderful time in doing it.
In Mobile, Eric Reynolds, Fox 10 News.
All right, well, the technology in that new scanner equipment is so new that Springhill is one of only 3 medical centers in the entire United States that has one.
Wallace also shared that our medical costs could be lower if politicians would stop monopolies and allow insurance companies to compete in Alabama as they did in the early 1970s.
And